is the gateway to the soul. Through art, many things happen, many expressions, language arts, social arts, visual arts.
One word, expression. For me, personally, it's about being able to have another tool in your toolbox.
Without art, there is no community. Without art, there's not a generation.
It dares young people to be creative, and a lot of bigger issues that we deal with as a humanity can only be solved through creativity.
Art is a way of having structure without necessarily having structure.
Through art, you get to know a person and to see the soul of the person.
ELO is the Extended Learning Opportunity Program here, also known as BELL, which is Building Educated Leaders for Life, which is an amazing after-school program within the underprivileged neighborhoods that bring arts, music, journalism, photography to schools such as Eagle Academy.
Extended Learning Day is basically an extension of school, so it's leaning out of the area of after school and more towards extending the learning opportunities for our youth.
I think our program here, thanks to our program director, Mr. A, we add a little more creativity here with this program, meaning it's a little more hands-on. You know, we have the beat studio, we have photography, we take our kids out to the park and grab some photos. We have journalism. Kids are actually going to different gangs within the school, and it's very more hands-on, very more one-on-one, I think.
Our young people need free expression, challenged free expression. And you have to channel that energy. And through art, you get to know a person's feelings, what's on their mind, what they're going through when they're not in school.
I think it's important for young people to have an appreciation for art because it's something that is usually innate. I think that a lot of the times young people want to delve into their artistic side, or some of them have a difficult time with concentration and things like that, and they want to be more tactile. So I think it's something that is innate. I think it's something that, of course, in New York City, schools don't have enough of, the arts programs. So I think it's something that is an integral piece of young people's lives that is necessary to have in school.
I think it's very important to have art-based programs in the schools because it allows the students to kind of get outside of the norm and also to explore, just exploring different avenues and talents that they may not, undiscovered talents that they may not know they have. So an opportunity to do that in a school setting is very important, and they also get the guidance from the teachers. They get to find out if they have things in common with their peers, and they get to, once again, like I said, express themselves.
The importance of having art-based programs in after schools is simply to give this sort of breakup towards the classroom model. So the basic archetype of a classroom is like an airplane, like everyone is sitting in their seats, they're facing forward, and there's only one person flying. In an art-based program, you have everyone else, they have their own sort of like directions, and they have their own mobility chains, as we talk about it. So when it comes to learning an art-based program, you're actually giving these students the opportunity to actually move around, explore space, explore their own lives.
I feel that these programs are disappearing in New York City public schools because there is a lack of appreciation for arts and the technique of art.
I feel the reason why the art programs are disappearing is because of funding. Usually art is seen as a hobby, which it's not. And it's not being supported as it should compared to like math and science, where you can easily get funding. It's easy to get results and show. If you bring a child to like a math class, you see the results within the test scores. With art, you can't really see anything with test scores. You can't find substantial evidence to show that art can help with reading and writing. I feel like you can find results just by looking at a child, just by looking how they're reacting, how they're growing, how they're changing. How I've noticed within many of my classes, you have a scholar who is quiet, and then weeks later, he's expressing himself. He's talking, he's presenting, I feel like with art, you can be a leader, you can be a creative, you can do anything with art.
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I am what I am. I am my choice.
With the Dreamcatchers Workshop series, I noticed there was a lack of positive male role models within the school. And I know a large number of amazing men of color who are living their dream and also helping their community. And I feel like our scholars need to see that. They need to feel it and need to meet these men.
I am what I am. I am who I am. Put your hands down.
I believe in creating an environment for our scholars. If you want to be a designer, if you want to be a writer, let's meet these people who are in these fields so they can be inspired and they too can know, okay, I can do this.
My name is Antonio Calderon.
Caprice McBrown.
I'm in the 6th grade.
6.
I've liked the Dreamcatchers experience because it's cool to have like other like speakers come in and like performers, and we were able to do our own poems and then share them out loud.
It is actually a very amazing opportunity because it can release my hidden talents that I never really knew I had.
I think art is a good thing to have in schools because it helps shows creativeness, and it helps kids like release their anger, because there's kids who, if they're angry, they could release themselves by just doing art without releasing it physically. And art is also a fun way to keep your mind off of things.
It's just very amazing to see other scholars and other people doing the same thing that I would want to do when I grow up.
Art's changed my life because I get to do fun things, and I get to use materials that I might not have at my own house to do art. And I was also able to work with other kids and not just do art by myself. And I was also able to make more friends while doing art, and we were able to do cool projects.
I really enjoy going to it because it could. One day I feel like it's just going to click to everybody, and a big change is going to change this whole entire environment. And I think it's a very good opportunity.
Oh man, the growth that I have seen due to the Dreamcatcher Workshop series has been amazing, not only with our scholars, but also with staff as well. With the workshop series, the growth that I've seen with our scholars is they became much more open and much more creative. You know, it felt so good to see our scholars write poetry. Many of them have never wrote a poem before in their life. And it felt so good to watch them express themselves. It felt good for them to ask questions. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? You know, it felt good for them to wonder, okay, what do I really want to do with my life? Where do I want to go? What school do I want to go? If I want to be an NBA player, what does that take? If I want to be a writer, what does that take? I was able to meet this person. I was able to meet that person. So it was amazing to see our scholars blossom.
I think the students are starting to think a little bit differently. I think they are analyzing things just a little bit differently. They're hearing about topics that they may not have heard of.
In the Dreamcatcher series, I've also seen a sense of camaraderie. The scholars, they really trust each other to reveal certain things about themselves.
The Dreamcatchers Workshop series is important because it is a dialogue that needs to happen. It is a dialogue that needs to happen with our young men and the children of this generation. What are your dreams? What do you want to accomplish?
What I tell all of my students, no matter what age they are, even my staff members and everyone that I meet in my life, dare to dream. Dare to reach beyond you. Dare to dream bigger. You never know what you can create. You never know who you can inspire. Dare to dream so large that even yourself can be shocked and scared, that even your dream can help rebuild the community. So just dare to dream.